AI is the most adopted, the fastest kind of adoption in terms of technology we ever seen. But still, even in cybersecurity and even other verticals, people are a bit still need more trust from AI.
Let's talk a little bit about about that, what TandemTrace does and how you got here. Because I remember when we met last year, and the original idea was not the one that you have today. Yes, it was within the same space. It was trying to solve the same problem, but the approach was completely different.
Sure. I mean, we knew like pretty much one thing that we want to do with SecOps. Like we wanted to change the way SecOps are doing analysis and threat hunting. This is something that we kind of have this notion from day one. But then when you think about AI, and it's like super relevant because it's related to AI in terms of progress. When I started this journey, I wanted to be like a copilot in a way. I thought that AI is going to be a copilot. It's going to be like helping us to do stuff in SecOps because yeah, it's an amazing tool, but maybe the limits are just being copilot. Today, like fast forward almost 2 years from now, I think that we are the copilots. Like AI is going to be AI is going to be the main pilot. We are going to be
It's the other way around.
the other way around. I mean, with AI agents, they can do for sure short term. They can do like 80% of the job within SecOps and for sure like other verticals as well. This is something that not only me, but I think that today, like anyone who is working with AI, there is no doubt about it, whether it's like development, security. There is no doubt that this is going to be delegated, most of the things that we are doing. We started with something as a co-pilot kind of helper, but then we realized the potential is much bigger. We can be like, in a way, the core AI agents that do many of the things that SecOps needed to do, but without humans. So this is like incredible.
So let's talk a little bit about like this topic of threat hunting with AI. Like what TandemTrace does. How it works. How we can explain it to someone that is still stuck with what Palo Alto or what Elastic offer. What else you can bring to them?
I think that most people who doesn't spend day and night with AI, they still think about AI as automation tool. I think that many of the people like kind of don't really understand the big difference between automation and autonomous. So when you think about autonomous kind of operations, the low-hanging fruit today was to do this alert triage, meaning any SOC and SecOps has lots of alerts, and they want to do it very fast, prioritization, stuff like that. So that was like, this is mission number one. This is fundamentals. Anyone needs to do it. And this is something we do kind of as a basic and fundamental stuff. The interesting part with TandemTrace is about the threat hunting, which means, and not only we try to mimic the human in terms of approach of building threat hunting hypothesis, for example, but the advantage that AI agent has is just on a different scale. So a basic example would be, let's say we have like a new threat intelligence feed coming from any threat intelligence provider we have, and then you have specific data on your telemetry. So let's say that you have like a Windows environment, only Windows environment, and it's like enter based, which means Active Directory might be not that significant, and it's more like OAuth and other authentication. So we are going to do like threat hunting. The AI is going to do threat hunting tailor-made to both to the environment and to the new intelligence feed autonomously. Meaning, okay, I have this Lazarus campaign now, doing some reflective DLL injection or some other stuff or technique. And then at the same time, what can I do within my telemetry? Meaning, let's say I'm missing some data in my telemetry. How can I challenge it? How can I overcome it? But at the same time, based on Lazarus campaign, for example, how the AI can constantly now build hypotheses, new hypotheses, and check it autonomously. So it builds the hypothesis based on specific starting point, and then it validate and do all the kind of query and tedious parts of trying to find it. And then if it doesn't find some signals or any kind of activity, then it might be evolving into more and more query set and more hunting libraries until he kind of certain that that specific attack doesn't exist in the telemetry. So you have like two difficulties. One, where to start, which is like we have like 10 starting point, unique starting point, not alert based. Like starting from alert is one thing, but starting from, something that doesn't exist, this is on a different channel. So we always creating a new starting point like new hypothesis, threat intelligence, activity in the network based on context and history. And then the other challenge is like, okay, let's say that I know what I am supposed to find. Like I want to try to find, I got some signals about Lazarus. Let's say I want to find it now in my environment. This is another challenge. So it's not that easy to
Yeah.
adapt your threat hunting modules and stuff like that into the environment. And the entire process can work 24/7. Like there is no
There is
scalability
no
issues anymore.
limit.
Like there is no limits.
Yeah.
It can always, like based on configuration and budget, you can create endless amount of hypotheses all the time, test it, try to find, try to adapt, try to improve, find some blind spot, find some noise. And this is a never-ending journey in terms of the AI agents, and it's scalable in ways that human can. There is no alternative.
Yeah, and that because that's one of the main challenges that the security operations teams have, right? They are based on people and established processes, and in many cases they don't even have all the data that they need to do the work. So I can imagine, like in a normal scenario, like the one that you are describing, they need to wait for someone to start their shift that is the expert on those particular topics. So in the meantime, maybe there is an alert or not, but the threat intel guy is out, so they can actually don't do that work. But when you have a platform like TandemTrace, you can always be analyzing and reanalyzing even multi-step attacks that start 30 days before, and maybe the human analyst, saw only the beginnings, closed it because there was no indication of anything else, but you can always be reanalyzing with new hypotheses and new data that comes in, right? And I think it's a complete paradigm shift, this approach. And that's something that I heard you saying a couple of times. I know how AI, we need to think about AI and agents completely different than how they interact with humans.
Yeah. So I think that one of the big changes is like we built over the years. Many companies build amazing products still today. We think about Splunk or Microsoft or SentinelOne or CrowdStrike, but they are like the entire philosophy is to build consoles and dashboard and charts which are super relevant and fit to humans. So it's like you have charts, you have dashboards, so human can understand it. Human needs visualization, humans need charts, and this is why we build it for the first place, not because it's super nice, but because human needs to kind of ingest data in a way. And we can't like take JSON, we can't take API data and just understand it. So we need to visualize it.
Yeah.
Now AI doesn't need these charts and dashboards anymore. Like AI, all it needs to do is like get me a good API and get me a good data telemetry that I can get access to any data that needed. And then I would just, all the processes that I was trying to do manually with human, like take a look on this chart, take a look on this dashboard, maybe do some root cause analysis with a specific dashboard UI option. Now AI can do it autonomously without dashboards and charts. So you now vendors would need to think about it, like I like to describe it as pilot in the box. We used to build system where the pilot in the box was human, and now the pilot in the box is AI agent. We are the co-pilot. We're next to him. We will take short term for sure. Many of the decisions need to be taken on the response side. But when you think about the actual analysis, most of the analysis, most of the data gathering is going to be done by AI to help us, to empower us, and to make us be focused on the strategic stuff, the decision stuff. And AI doesn't need charts and dashboards. So this is a big difference because vendors now need to think about how can I build systems that the pilot is not anymore human. It's the AI agent.
And a lot of that has to do with how the data is available and is structured, right? And that's one of the things that I noticed that TandemTrace does. You take telemetry from a Splunk, Elastic, or whatever is the source, but you don't take it all, right? You are only taking that is relevant for the agents to be able to do the job.
Exactly. So one of the difficult jobs of analysts today is like to pinpoint based on specific intent. Like, let's say I want to get specific slice of data on that day, on that time, which is like, let's say 10 seconds, 20 seconds of time frame. And I want to get it because it relevance to the entire attack. And I can take, like the AI can take 10 seconds from here, 20 seconds from here, and then the telemetry become like something beautiful because it will save all the data, and the AI agents can slice it based on the analysis. So we think about one of the challenges of LLM is like this input and output tokens, which are still limited. You can't just send the entire telemetry data to the LLM. And so the context
That will
engineer,
be a little bit expensive, right?
it's, it's a bit more than 1 million tokens.
Yes.
And then like even the big vendors can really digest and ingest all the data. So you need to be very smart and efficient when you think about which data you want to bring from the telemetry and then kind of get the help from the LLM. So yeah, the AI agents is very good in slicing the data, bringing the only specific relevant attack activity. And within this, he also can do, if you think about Microsoft Sentinel as an example, there are many techniques like joining tables, stuff like that. So you can bring only that specific data. With Elastic, you have many nice filtering options where you can bring, again, about specific host, about specific process. And then out of like, instead of 100 megs of data, you can bring like 5K of data. And that's a big game changer for using the AI to help you. So this is a big difference, yeah, for sure.
What you're describing sounds like unreal, right? But I have seen it working, which is incredible. You are moving from analysts needing to leave alerts and detections without investigation to basically a status where you can investigate everything, even things that you didn't get any alert for, right? And now the question with this is like, what is the time for the platform to provide that value? Because if I hire a human analyst until they become a senior threat hunter, we're talking years, right? But with TandemTrace, how fast it is for me to start to see actual value out of the platform.
So I think that on the alerting side, I mean, this goes without saying that you get it like very immediately on any alert with certain severity, depends on configuration. You get like autonomous investigation, day one. The threat hunting, it's also in a way very fast in terms of showing the value because one, you can easily kind of simulate a couple of attacks. This is what we're doing demo in POCs. We simulate a couple of attacks and then you don't get alert for them. You see that on your telemetry, if there was a real adversary, you wouldn't see this kind of activity. And then the threat hunting would find it fairly easy and fast. You almost don't need human experts. You need more decision maker experts to deal with the results and the threat hunting and the alerting. But in terms of day one, day two, you would start to see the value of the system based on the AI agents that we are deploying. And you don't need, of course, years. You don't need like to train people on that context. So you need like managerial kind of people on the SecOps.
You need more like someone that will take the ownership of what to do with the results of this, what are the next steps, and how to get them done.